Hey everybody, it's Jake Mace, the vegan athlete. You guys have been watching me leave the USA and go woofing on an adventure through Portugal and now into Spain. And I still have to show you guys part 2 of my epic woofing gardening adventure that is in the north part of Spain, the really mystical part of Spain called Galicia. We're gonna take a little break from the woofing adventure and we're gonna jump forward in time to where I am currently, which is the garden island of Hawaii called Kauai. And we're here at a place called the farm of Aloha Honeybee. I'm gonna have all the information of this farm down below. We caught up with Oliver, whose family lives and runs this incredible tropical fruit farm. And Oliver, Aloha Honeybee himself, was gracious enough to take some time and give us a full-on tropical fruit tree tour of his food forest here on the garden island of Kauai. Let's take a look, sit back and enjoy this epic gardening video, and then we'll jump back to Galicia, Spain, and make our way into France as the woofing and gardening adventure covers the world and continues here at the Vegan Athlete channel. Hey, it's Jake Mace, the vegan athlete on the garden island of Kauai. I'm here visiting a friend, Oliver with Aloha Honeybee. I hope you guys go and follow him down below. He has amazing Instagram posts and social media that shows his 9-acre food forest garden that's growing all these incredible tropical fruit trees and more here in Kauai in the Hawaiian Islands. But Oliver said we can do a walk around with him and do a full tour of his incredible 9-acre garden, as much as we can do in one video. And we're gonna go meet him right now. So hit like button, sit back, enjoy this master garden that I think is the most breathtaking garden I've ever seen. And there are such an abundant amount of fruits and foods here. Let's get right to it. Hit the like button, comment below, subscribe, turn on the notifications by hitting the bell button, and let's go find Oliver and see what he's doing. Hey, Mr. Aloha Honeybee.
How's it going, guys?
How are you?
Just picking some breadfruit.
Whoa.
Or the ulu. This variety is the fiti.
Wow. That's huge.
This one's a little ripe. This one's a little underripe. Good to go, though.
I know there are some people out there that have never heard of breadfruit before, so you can eat it like a potato or a starch, or?
Yeah, it's kind of our tropical potato, tree-born. And
wow.
We use it as a starch. We cook it up, steam it, like eat it like a potato, bake it and season it. And the one cool thing about it opposed to a potato is when it gets sweet, or when it gets soft, it becomes sweet and then can be used as a dessert. You can make all kinds of things from puddings and ice creams to baked goods with it. So it's quite diverse. It's known as a canoe crop.
Why is it called a canoe crop?
One of the original plants that came over in the canoes from French Polynesia.
Wow. It's an epic tree. It's loaded too. It's got all these like boulder size breadfruits. So how many of these you got here at the property?
We've got a couple different varieties here. I think we're pushing about 6 different varieties now. I'll point them out as we walk around.
And you're cool giving us all a tour.
Yeah, for sure. Come along, I'll show you guys.
I know you said you love these garden tours on YouTube, so.
For sure, I always look for garden and farm tours on YouTube so I can learn something and see what everybody else is doing around the world. So I always appreciate them.
And real quick, if folks want to connect with you and follow you before we get started, where can they go?
I'm on social media on Instagram, Aloha Honeybee. You guys can check me out there.
Cool.
So, yeah, come along. What do we got here? We got a Tangelo tree. This is a Tangelo citrus. One of our favorite juicing varieties of citrus. Macnut tree. This is an egg fruit tree.
And I can see some there that are green, yeah?
Yeah, there's some fruits in it right now. Actually, there's some big ones on this side.
Oh yeah, nice.
See, this one's actually just about almost ready to pick. Once they start bleeding like this with the sap and turn a little bit more yellow is when I'll pick it and let it ripen up in the house.
Can you describe it for folks who are newbies? Like, this is a juicy fruit or no?
No, it's actually a kind of a... When I cut it open, I like to eat them at the dry stage when they're kind of chalky and almost like a dry cake batter. Or most people, they're called egg fruit because most people compare it to the center of a hard-boiled egg, the yellow part of the hard-boiled egg, that kind of dry, chalky consistency. But it's got a sweet flavor to it, so it's a really nice fruit. It's a great one to add to smoothies and stuff for a thickener.
And I'm smelling something back here, like it smells really nice.
Yeah, come check this. This is the ylang ylang tree. This is where the scent of Chanel 5 comes from. And it's a great one to put downwind from your house or your bedroom, because when this scent comes through in the evening or early mornings, it's quite heavenly. These are the flowers of it right here, and it just smells profusely right now.
Wow. They're really interesting looking, like a weeping flower.
Yeah, kind of spiderish.
And it smells like, I mean, it smells like perfume.
Yeah, it's strong. It's a very strong smelling tree. Some people can say it's a little overwhelmingly strong smelling, but...
Like I was walking up on you here from your front gate and I was like, who's wearing like really powerful aftershave?
Yeah, it'll fill the whole area of the farm with the smell when the wind is light.
And when I first met you over here, you guys were juicing like close to 50 gallons of sugar cane.
Yep, we do about 45 gallons of sugar cane every Wednesday for our local juice company, Kauai Juice and Kalalea Juice. You guys can check them out for fresh sugarcane juice. And this is some of it right here. This is the yellow, you see right here, the yellow soft fiber Chinese variety.
Nice.
All organically grown, high mineral. So it's super good for you. The field's so overgrown right now, I have to do like a bit of like cleaning as I'm harvesting, so it's like a little double work.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you on cam doing one of these. Make sure you flex a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. Nice one. Cool. Yeah. To what?
Pulled pork when it's like cooked, or that's braised, like braised pork. When it's the whole piece, but it pulls as you eat it. You know what I mean? That's how the core is. It's like a piece, but as you eat it, it pulls apart like really nicely. Opposed to the rag, which is all
chewy.
Yeah, chewy and like a big, like, you know, blob kind of.
This is what you're using for the pork stuff? You squeeze a bunch of lime in
You
it?
got one.
I put
Not yet.
another kind of lime from over there, different strain.
Oh, is this one different?
Yeah,
Oh, what kind is this one?
I don't even know. It's like bigger, thinner skin.
You don't even know. Are you guys cool with having some lime in yours? Yeah. Okay, cool. Then put some lime.
Can fill it from that bucket that's in the sink, yeah.
No, 1 minute. This is mine.
So good.
What are some of your philosophies? Like, you guys are a vegan family, so you're trying to eat sustainably from your yard.
Yep, we eat as much food from the island as possible and as much food from our own farm as possible. As the farm grows, we eat more from the land and less from the surrounding areas, but right now, with the farm being only 4 years old, we still support a lot of our local farmers and stuff to, you know, help them and eat as best we can.
Wait, so all of your fruit trees and like your whole project here on the farm is a 4-year-old project?
Yeah, so the whole farm is only 4 years old. We've only been on this property for 4 years farming it, and so everything you see here I put in and is only 4 years old. And when we started, it was all overhead field grass out here.
Wow.
And through constant mowing, we've got the low grasses to come in now, and it's actually quite pleasant for people, and as well as the fruit tree is starting to take place. Everything's kind of set up on a agroforestry permaculture principles, where everything's ripped on contour, slightly overplanted, but yet still maintains that traditional orchard to where there's still space between the trees where we can get vehicles and maintenance have happen between the rows with ease, and fertilizing and all that kind of stuff to keep production high. So we're kind of a blend, what I think will be an example for the future farms to be a nice blend of traditional orchards and food forests, somewhere right between, to really make them manageable and high production.
Nice.
We've got a couple different ice cream varieties on the farm. If you look back that way, that one I call at least the pioneer one, because in 4 years you can see it's pushing 25 feet tall.
Ice cream bean.
Yep. I'll show you an example later on the farm of another one that I believe came from Ecuador, that I have a better example of. This one I call the cylindrical one, because it's kind of got a circular fruit. I guess cylindrical, not circular. But it's done producing for the season. But these are the pods. They got these long circular or roundish pods, I should say.
Like, I would have bet money saying that was a moringa pod.
Yeah, it looks just like a moringa pod, but this is an ice cream bean.
Wow.
And the tree has more of a weeping effect, where it's throwing out more, opposed to the other ones that get really upright fast. So this one's really pretty in that sense.
What is that?
A pole picker,
What are you gonna pick with it?
ice cream beans,
Over there, huh?
up there.
Okay, show us how it works.
Twist.
Nice job, Dash. Wow, that thing is as big as your arm.
Almost.
Almost.
Show them how you open it.
Yeah, how do you open that? And what's inside there?
It's a white flush that you eat with the beans inside. It's
Nice. That was strong right there.
ice cream. You want to try some?
Yeah, let's see it. Oh wow, this looks really good. Thank you very much.
Let's put this down straight. Okay.
Thanks for all the work.
Here's the other half.
You want to eat one for us?
Okay.
Let's see. You gotta tell us how it tastes.
It tastes sweet. I don't know what else it is. I taste something else, but I don't know what it is, what kind of taste it is. Oh,
Is it pineapple?
no.
Is it mango?
It's kind of pineapple-ish.
Is it banana-like?
It's a little banana-like.
Hmm.
Just a little. And do you see it's kind of rough on the outside and smooth on the inside?
That's really cool. And if we zoom in on the flowers, it's in flower now, right?
Yep. Yep, they got cool little flowers that look a little bit, they look real similar, but they're a little different.
There you go. Oh yeah, that's a good example. They look like little white fireworks. Nice.
This here is a Rollinia tree, as you guys got to try the other day. It's just a little bumper crop that we had. It's not its main season.
And the Rollinia is an Annona. It's like a soursop family.
Yeah, it's in the same family.
So check out this fruit. It looks really incredible, like a dragon's egg. It's almost like Games of Thrones over here. And it's so ripe, I'm gonna just kind of squeeze it and break it apart with my hands. I'm not even gonna use a knife. And on the inside it's fluffy, almost like a cotton candy fluff. And we can pull the stem out here, and that's got a lot of good meat on it, so we can eat this. And this is gonna be edible, but But the best part is inside here. Watch this skin, how easily the skin just peels off. And I'm gonna spend the next 20 minutes scraping all the meat off this skin. It's so good, I don't wanna waste it. But look at this juicy bite right there. That's pure deliciosa. Good God. That is potentially the best fruit I've ever eaten. I'm totally gonna save the seeds. This is right next to the house.
Yeah, so we've got to keep this one up close to the house, zone 1. Kids love them. Jake Mace loves them. This is a Suriname cherry. It's just a seedling that I grew, and they seem to be ready when they're kind of like a more pink color than a deep red, which is slightly different, but I guess every pheno is.
You're brushing off ants there.
Yeah, when you eat them, pull them off and check the bottom. That little bottom spot tends to always have a little ant and some little funk going on in there. So you just check that, and then if it looks good after that, it's good to go. It's such a unique flavor. I didn't love them at first, and then it grew on me, and I absolutely love them now.
It's not straight sweet, right? It's got some other stuff in there, like spice or something.
Yeah, spice and
I'm gonna hold that one still for 1 second.
gassy flavor almost.
Yeah, it looks like a little pumpkin if you flip it around. It's beautiful.
Is tannic a word?
Maybe tannic, yeah, I'm sure if it's not, it is now. That's a really cute looking little bushy tree too.
Yeah, and they can be kept as hedges. A lot of people will grow them ornamentally and just like have their maintenance people be pruning them regularly, and they won't get as much fruit because they're always pruning, but it just shows you the diversity of the tree's ability.
Nice.
Right here is a black sapote, or chocolate pudding fruit, we call that. That's an epic fruit. We really love to, when that's all ripe and soft, we'll take that and scoop it right into the blender and put a couple avocados into it for volume, to add volume, and just a couple dates and blend that up, and it is the best chocolate pudding you'll ever have, for sure.
Can you talk about how you just planted this one when?
This tree actually is not 4 years old. This tree, I had a mango here that its feet were staying way too wet, and I'm pretty sure it was never gonna fruit because since I've owned the property, it had never flooded, and since I've realized where the flood zone was, it comes right through this zone right here, and so this mango, in hindsight, wasn't planted in the best spot. So I took it out and replaced it with this black sapote. So this thing's about, in this spot, it's only been here for less than a year, but it was a good size in pot when I planted it.
Nice.
This here is the Malafala variety, breadfruit. This variety of breadfruit stays really compact. It's a really good backyard grower. If you don't have a big backyard, this is a great variety that you can fit this in and keep it topped. You can actually see some fruit in it already.
Let's see.
Here's this inside. It's a perfect ladder.
Wow. Yeah, it's like a whole ecosystem in here.
Yeah, and it's just perfect to climb up. You see some fruit up there and up there?
Yeah. Looking good. And what's cool about this shot is that I got you with the
Little ice cream bean right there.
yeah, little ice cream bean in front of you there that looks as big as your body. That's cool.
Yeah.
So these are more of the traditional ice cream beans. This one's called the Pioneer variety.
I call it the Pioneer variety, just because it's a great pioneer tree in the system.
Wow.
This is a green sapote right here. This is a seedling I brought back from Big Island, and it's about 5 years old. It's been in the ground 4, and it was in the pot for 1. So that's a 5-year-old green sapote tree.
Wow, looks great.
Yeah, hasn't produced, hasn't flowered yet, so waiting on that.
Well, we got to come back and do an update in a different season.
Yeah, for sure. That's a new variety. I think the Rory, I think we're calling that one.
Of the breadfruit.
Yeah. Yeah, Rory Atue, I think that's how you say it.
And this is begging me to ask the question, like, your planting philosophy. You got a lot of mulch here, and
Yep.
somebody who's just getting started and they have a baby tree like this one. What is this, about a year old?
The tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a grafted variety breadfruit. Yeah, it's actually probably less than a year old.
And how are you planting it to make sure that it does well?
So from the beginning, we've ripped the lines, amended the lines, tilled the lines, dug the holes for the plants, irrigated the lines, amended the individual holes for the trees, and then planted the trees, high compost, high mulch, and you keep that up and you'll have high production and high fertility.
Nice.
This right here is a voavanga. This is a really interesting fruit. To me it tastes like green apple paste.
Wow.
It's like kind of got a sweet tart flavor, and the fruit is like a little fruit like this, and you break it open and the inside's kind of pasty, and it's got like that perfect little sweet tart flavor. My friend said he compares it to haw flakes. Have you ever had haw flakes? I think it's a Chinese candy.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen those little things. They're like little round things, and they come in little discs.
Yeah.
They kind of have a funny little sweet tart flavor.
Cool.
Kind of tastes like that.
And you got sugar cane going everywhere around here.
Sugar cane grows like a weed, so yeah, we just stick it in everywhere where it'll grow.
Like, you shake it off, but to me that's like super impressive. I love seeing it.
Yeah. This is a grafted durian right here. Which one is this? This is Citadel. This is a variety that Frankie brought in. Frankie over on Oahu brought this variety. It's a really good variety. I know it's fruited. I believe it hasn't fruited for Frankie on Oahu, but I know Big Island has had it fruit, and the fruit's pretty good. So.
Was this tree a seedling or a cutting, or?
This is a grafted durian, actually. So We're
So-
hoping as it gets a bit bigger, we might see some flowers. It's a button durian. Is that what they
Button
call 'em?
durian.
Button. We call them the button durian variety. I don't know the true variety, but it's Kauai grown durian.
Nice.
I don't know where my cleaver is, so we're attempting to go in with the back of
knives.
the.
You need knives.
This is like,
I was hoping this is gonna.
this is the MacGyver durian opening.
You're using the back of this.
Get it started.
This. I'm gonna use a pitchfork.
Hey Josh, what is this fruit?
Durian.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Sweet. This one, but every variety tastes a little different.
Yeah, it's almost like wine.
Really?
Yep. Careful though.
This is grown in Kauai.
Look at that.
Kauai grown durian right here.
Interesting. How so?
No. Let's take
This
it.
kind of has a taste of
Can you take that and see everything?
kind of cheesy, savory. It's really what it is, and it has like a little bit of a sweet stink to the end.
Hmm.
Oniony, creme brulee.
Oniony. Yeah, oniony.
Yeah.
That's the savory part.
Mm.
Very different.
So, for people that have never had a durian before, if you guys say it tastes like an onion, why do people like this so much?
It's unique. It's acquired taste. You know what I mean?
It'd be a sweet onion.
Yeah,
You
a
know,
sweet
it's
onion.
sweet, but it's got some sort of onioniness to it.
It's very complex. It has a lot of different flavors as
Yeah.
as you eat through it.
No, I don't think so.
It tastes a little bit like
Should we try to open this one?
I feel like the top layer of the creme brulee when you
Yeah,
burn the
yeah.
caramel, a little caramelish, a little burnt caramelish.
It's so soft too. Like it's a very soft, palatable fruit, but the flavor is just all over the place as far as what we're used to as far as the American palate. You know?
And it's super rich. Really, really rich.
Yeah,
Feel
like
like
a creme brulee for sure. Very interesting. That's unique.
You were saying that one stat about the monkeys and the nursing, the young. What were you saying about that?
Yeah, I guess in the jungle, chimps will, or apes of, I don't know all the different monkeys and apes and varieties, but they suss out the durian during breastfeeding to help with brain development for the babies.
Mm.
And it supposedly helps the babies map the jungle of the fruit trees.
Wow.
Now, what am I gonna do
What
with
do you got there, Jake?
If one thing.
This is a durian from the market, from the farmer's market. Yeah? Thanks for the narration. Who did we get this from?
Maria,
From Maria.
Who is also a Canadian citizen.
That's right. We met Maria from living in Kauai, but from British Columbia. And is this during season? It's like November?
Yeah, right now, it's in season.
Yeah?
You guys came at the right time. Stars aligned.
that's a really good one.
I'm trying to think. I want to put them right in the
Yeah,
to a bomber jack or
They're
something.
right?
Yeah, whenever you find these in places where they're not growing and they're like frozen, they're always huge. So these small ones are really nice.
Yeah,
Good to these guys. These seeds are important.
they're easier to ripen too. Less water issues and stuff.
So then if I can just take this guy out of here. Hey babe, do you want to just like lift that out of there while I do like a visual mind explosion shot here? Nice. And then you just got done with yoga, so this is like the post-yoga meal.
Yeah. Yoga and durian. Perfect combination. Perfect.
Nice.
Really good.
And how do you get a tree like this over here to Kauai?
From Big Island, you
Yeah.
just got to go down through ag inspection and then get sent over on Aloha air cargo.
Wow, nice.
This right here is a cinnamon tree.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, this one's nice. We break the leaves off and make tea with them.
Like a good chai, homemade chai or something.
Yeah. This is another one we're gonna need smell-o-vision.
Nice. Thank you. Wow, that's really intense.
Yeah, when you break the leaves up like that, they smell really good.
It almost smells like gingerbread. A little bit to me.
Yeah, it's nice.
The tree is really beautiful, like a ficus or something, but
Yeah, it grows fast.
look at all that new growth up top.
So this right here is a chupa chupa. This fruit, this is a grafted chupa chupa actually that I got over on Big Island from Frankie's. This fruit is, it's really delicious. I think they call it a South American sapote as well. The fruit tastes like mangoes and melon combined, and if you get a good variety, it's not quite so fibery. The less quality varieties are kind of fibrous, but this one is really juicy and really top-notch from what I've tasted, so I'm really excited about this tree.
Chupa chupa.
Chupa chupa.
And what you just did, that movie you just did with the sugarcane before, you're just, you know, kind of like cutting and dropping.
Yeah, I just kicked that one back to get it off of it, to give it light. And the cool thing about mulching with sugarcane is that you add all kinds of sugars to the soil, which feed your microbes, which feed your plants. So sugarcane's a great mulch.
That's awesome.
Right here is the Theobroma Bicolor, or I think they call it a jaguar tree as well.
Wow.
You can make a white chocolate from it, which is pretty cool.
That's an epic looking tree.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, and it's got these big round leaves. Needs a bit of wind protection, but seems to be doing okay right here. See any of the big leaves? The leaves are really cool.
And you were mentioning to me before this video started the fabric you use.
Yeah. So my basic layout for the farm is 25-foot spacings between my rows and 25-foot spacings between the trees, with smaller trees planted in between the 25-foot trees on rows. And I've got 4-foot wide weed mat between each tree that helps me plant this into without any weeding around that tree, as well as it cuts down on my cross mowing and stuff. So for 4 years I've been taking care of about 5 acres by myself, so any weed suppression that you can get helps a lot here in the tropics, because it's year-round weed battles. Everybody knows how well things grow here in the tropics and envy it, but at the same time the weeds and things you don't want to grow just as fast. So it's a real battle in the tropics year-round. So if you don't get assistance, it can break you down.
Nice. You also just are happy that you don't have to take a chance with a weed whacker and nick the tree.
Exactly. If when the weed whacker comes around, you don't have to come in close to the tree when you have this set up.
That's great.
And if you have hired help, sometimes that can be a real issue with them not taking as much care around your trees as you would if you were the one planting it.
Mm.
There's some cool jackfruits over here, I think. Check out. There's a couple came down, I think, the last couple days.
Oh yeah?
I think Jen said, oh yeah, there's some ripe ones up here. This one needs to come down.
I mean, look at this jackfruit tree and the size of those fruits, and this is only 4-year-old?
Yeah, it's a 4-year-old tree. I've already topped it too.
Wow.
It's been topped to slow it down. Oh, these are all ripe. We gotta come back with the clippers in a little bit. Cut these all down. These are all ready. This isn't my favorite variety. I kind of only let this one hang around because if we want to use it as a vegetable and cook it green, we'll use this one. Make tacos and stuff like that with it. But
you guys can make like a fake vegan meat with the jackfruit.
yeah, exactly. We'll cook them up when they're green, unripe, not sweet, and use the what's called the rag of the inside, which is like the fibrous part, as well as the core, and cut it up into little chunks. Cook that up and saute it up and use it like a faux pulled pork kind of. It's really quite good.
And I'm gonna pan back. This is a 4-year-old tree. Look at the size of this one. That's epic, man. That's really impressive.
Some grafted durians right there. That's Pohakulani variety. And then it's kind of small. I don't know if you can see it from here.
Yep.
But right over there, there's another one that just got planted. That's red prawn, one of our favorite varieties of jackfruit. Or sorry, durian. Right here we got a double grafted champadak.
Now champadak, I just had this with you, but I know a lot of gardeners watching this won't know what that is.
Yeah, so a champadak is in the Artocarpus family. It's related to the durian, the breadfruit, jackfruit. It's quite similar to jackfruit, but it's always soft. It's generally sweeter, lower latex, I really love them.
Yeah. Frankie said that this one he doesn't expect to be as good as summertime. It's a little off-season one, so he just gave it to me.
So we're at Aloha Honeybee headquarters. And what is this again? Can you tell us for
This is a Champadak. It's the strong cultivar from Frankie's nursery on Oahu. Thank you, Frankie and Lynn, for the Champadak. Always appreciated.
The technique here, I'm a professional.
Got the same kind of white sap as the jackfruit, yeah?
But much less than the jackfruit.
I see.
Generally, they're sweeter and softer. And stay smaller as well.
Dash, have you and Luna eaten this before?
Yes.
Nice.
2 times. It's getting long.
Yeah.
It's getting warmer out.
And there's jackfruit coming for service.
This one's got a super strong smell.
James' favorite.
Dad, when you feed me, put it right here.
Okay.
in my mouth.
Through the box.
Yeah.
You're like a robot that only
And
their fuel is champadak
You only run on Champadak?
Yeah.
And durian.
and
Yeah.
durian.
Oh, it looks
Look.
pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nicole, what do you think about this?
I haven't seen it yet. Oh wow. Interesting.
The other segments are much more defined than a jackfruit. You know, they're like pods attached to the stem.
Yeah. Versus having to like peel them out of this part.
Yeah, like you have to get them out of there. Usually attached on both sides on the jackfruit.
That's a good thumbnail if Nicole makes like a crazy like oh my god face.
What? Yeah.
What the?
What? Oh, where'd you get that? You liking that? Look at that. This looks like teeth. That looks like big teeth. Look at this, like a big piranha.
So Oliver, you're already growing this here, or you're gonna grow it?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of cultivars, different cultivars of this already growing in the ground, and a whole bunch more in the nursery.
Cool.
Hey.
Ta-da!
Nice.
Nice work. Those two, the
Emily.
glass jars are for Emily. Everything
Thank
else
you.
is still
So
in
what-
jackfruity flavor. It's juicy too.
Luna loves it there.
Oh, I've had it. This cultivar, I've never had this cultivar.
Fry most of durian.
Somebody's phone. Matt, you came just in time.
Whoa.
I might take off soon. Getting kind of wet, too wet. Yeah, Lido said the same thing. Hands are all pruny. I'm like pulling weeds of pruny hands.
Tastes kind of like a jackfruit and a durian had a baby, but the consistency is creamier and chewier. We can plant that. Can I ask you a question?
What?
Tell us what it tastes like.
Creamy. Buttery. Sweet taste.
Nice. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
So right here is a double graft. It's a single rootstock with 2 different cultivars grafted onto one variety. This is a CH30 and this is a hybrid called Surgading. I'm not sure how this is going to work out because as you can see here, the true Champadak is having a hard time keeping up with the hybrid. The hybrid's just going to have more vigor naturally. So I'm trying to trim it back, but see, the race is on. Mangoes, all kinds of mangoes, different mango varieties all up this whole row. All different mango varieties.
Right now it's like almost Thanksgiving time, November. What time of year is the mango time?
There's summertime. It's a early to late summer crop depending on the varieties you have.
These trees look really nice though.
Yeah, this year we didn't have a great season because we had way too much rain this summer. These 2 trees are looking good, but they need to be pruned heavily right now. I've been coming down the row pruning and I just haven't got to these last couple yet. You can see up here a better example of the way I want them to look pruned up.
Cool.
Here's another Champadak variety. That's CH26 variety of Champadak. It's an orange flesh one that's got a really strong smell. It's a really good one, I think.
CH26 sounds delicious.
CH26. More jackfruit.
How about like a irrigation system for you here in Kauai? You're kind of like on the North Island?
I'm on the north shore of Kauai in Kilauea. Right where I'm at specifically, I average about 55 inches of rain a year,
Wow.
which is kind of right in the middle of dry and wet for the island. About a mile away, they can average 150 inches, and you know, I don't even know what the west side gets, but they get far less than us. It's the dry side of the island. But yeah, so I'm trying to grow everything from durians to mangoes, you know, so I'm right at that middle ground. But yeah, we are hard pipe irrigated with upright risers for control. That way we can have water when we want it if we need it, and especially when you first install, it's kind of critical. And we can shut it off and control it when we don't want it and we want to stress the trees to induce flowering.
One of those risers is right there.
Right here we got a Glaracidia tree that's for chop and drop. It's planted next to some of the trees that will feed with the cuttings of this tree. And we have a dragon fruit variety from Foxatron on Instagram. Thank you, Jason, for the cutting, with a blue grape planted underneath it. So you can see right here, we're really trying to stack the functions and fit in as much things as we can in one space.
That's a great use of that space. Yeah, I follow Foxatron on Instagram too, and he's got a lot of dragon fruit posts.
Yeah, big ups to Jason. He's doing great things out there in Texas. So you can see here some examples of some mango trees that have just been pruned. This is how they should look when I'm done with them. So they're not so dense. They've got a lot more airflow. Brought the canopy down and in.
And you kind of hollow out the center a little bit.
Hollow out the center so you get light and airflow through the center. It helps cut down on disease, and it also can help with flowering on the inners of the tree where you generally don't get fruit. So yeah, mangoes are one of those things here in the tropics that if you don't prune it, it's going to grow sky high and it's going to grow timber for you before it grows fruit. So you really got to force mangoes to grow fruit for you if you want fruit. It's one thing I see happen all the time here is people plant a tree, set it, forget it, and then, you know, a bunch of years it's sky high and they can't get the fruit. So yeah, stay on your mangoes, keep them low. This is an acai palm right here.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just got these interplanted to kind of get up into the upper canopy and create a little windbreak without taking up too much room.
Everyone's had the acai bowls.
Acai bowls.
Nowadays.
So this is the acai palm, and it'll throw out a big cluster of flowers and then seeds, and the flesh from around the seed is the part that you're eating when you get that frozen bowl.
Wow.
You can also take out, when they get bigger, you can take out the lead palm and cut open and dissect for the inside to get the heart out and use it as heart of palm. It's a really good one for heart of palm.
Wow.
And it's a sustainable harvest because it's a perpetual palm. It's a new variety of breadfruit we just planted. Red Afara, I believe, is the variety. The fruit of it's really, really good. It's a really smooth, creamy breadfruit, as well as it's kind of cool because it gets this hue to it, this brownish red hue to the outside, which is really different for most breadfruits that are kind of yellowish, greenish, you know, when they're ready. This one gets a kind of a brownish, grayish, reddish color to it, so it's kind of cool.
And this setup, you know, you're using a lot of mulch here and sticks for soil fertility, probably moisture control, but also to block chickens and
100%.
things like that.
We've got a huge problem here in the tropics, at least on Kauai, especially with the chickens, the wild chickens here. Any mulch you put down around your tree, they'll put more effort into taking it apart than you put into putting it together. So we'll do things like this when we grow other trees nearby that we can chop and drop. We'll put down mulch, we'll chop and drop with bigger, heavier, harder stuff to move on top of it. That way the mulch will last much longer and feed your tree and suppress weeds like you want it to. Because otherwise the chickens move the mulch outward, and every time you come mow, you mow and push all that mulch out, and then within 2 months you've got no mulch left. So yeah, that was one of the learning curves. Right here is a mango variety called Odorada. It's one of the world's strongest smelling mangoes. I believe it comes from Indonesia, is where I think it's originally from. I know they have it all over Southeast Asia, but they also grow it in India And they fill big bowls in lobbies of hotels in India because of the fragrance of the fruit, and it makes the whole place smell really incredible. So we've got this one planted downwind from the bedroom as well, so just like the ylang ylang, the scent will come through the bedroom at night and really be quite pleasant.
That's great.
So here's a different style of dragon fruit trellis, or just one of the dragon fruit style trellises that I have on the farm. It was leftover concrete from the pour from the driveway. I had sauna tubes ready to go because I knew there was going to be extra concrete, because there always is after a concrete pour. And I filled these up and did a similar to traditional style of a Vietnamese dragon fruit post, except for it's round instead of square, with the rebar coming out of the top and this found piece of metal on top for it to come out and up, opposed to a motorbike tire.
Wow.
And this variety is Edgar's Baby.
There's the gardener at work right now. Chop and drop.
Yeah, can never stop.
That's a good gardening shirt. Chop and drop, never stop.